Phase 1. Hook. Your website does not need another vague audit. It needs a short list of fixes that can actually move conversions. In the next 9 minutes, I'll show you a simple, hidden gem stack solo founders can use to spot friction on a homepage, a sign-up flow, and a checkout or lead form path. No agency, no giant analytics setup. Open a tab and follow along. We're building the workflow together. Phase 2. Quick setup. Quick context. These are not magic bots that perfectly diagnose your funnel by themselves. That claim is usually oversold. The real win is this. Under-the-radar tools can surface what visitors are doing, where they hesitate, and what they ask for. Then you use an AI model to turn that evidence into a prioritized fix list. That's why this works for solo businesses. You're not trying to become a full CRO team overnight. You're trying to answer one question. What should I fix first? My thesis is simple. The hidden advantage is not one all-in-one audit agent. It's combining lightweight website intelligence with AI reasoning, because evidence plus interpretation beats guesswork every time. I tested versions of this workflow on small business sites, and the surprising part was how often the best insight came from one confused user recording, not a huge dashboard. Sound familiar? Step 1. Capture the questions your website is failing to answer. Use SiteSpeakAI. SiteSpeakAI is primarily an AI chatbot trained on your website content. Officially, it ingests site content from URLs, answers visitor questions, and can hand off lead capture in chat. That matters because repeated questions are usually content gap signals. If 5 visitors ask the same thing, your page probably buried the answer. Your action here is simple. Install the widget, let it train on your key pages, then review the top visitor questions over a few days. If you don't have traffic yet, run your own test prompts as a prospect would. Ask things like, how much does this cost? What happens after I book? Who is this for? Do you integrate with my stack? Engaged. The goal is not to judge the bot. The goal is to find missing clarity on the page. If people keep asking about pricing, setup time, refunds, or next steps, that is your first audit input. Estimated time? 15 minutes to install and train, then 10 minutes to review recurring questions. Quick note on pricing. SiteSpeakAI pricing was not confidently verified from an official public page as of 05/2026, so treat pricing as potentially changed and recheck before you commit. Mini hook? In a minute, I'll show you the part most homepage audits miss completely. What people do right before they leave. Phase 3, Step 2. Step 2. Watch real friction instead of guessing. Use OpenReplay or Inspectlet, depending on how hands-on you want to be. This is where hidden gems start beating surface-level AI summaries. OpenReplay gives you session replay, product analytics, and DevTools-style debugging during replay. Inspectlet gives you session recording, heat maps, form analytics, error logging, and funnel tracking. Both help you see where people hesitate. My take? OpenReplay wins if you want deeper evidence and you're comfortable with a more technical setup. Inspectlet wins if you want something lighter and faster to install as a solo founder. That's the famous tool comparison moment here. These can be better than asking ChatGPT to audit my homepage cold because they show actual behavior, not just copy critique. Here's the workflow. Pick one page. Don't audit the whole site. Start with the page closest to money, homepage, sign up, checkout, or lead form. Watch 10 to 15 sessions. Look for 4 things: rage clicks, dead clicks, form hesitation, and drop off before the CTA. I did this on a small service business site, and one thing jumped out fast. Users hovered around the pricing section, then bounced before the form. The problem wasn't traffic. The problem was unanswered trust questions. That changed the fix list completely. Estimated time, 20 minutes to install script and baseline tracking, then 25 minutes to review a small sample. Pricing note: OpenReplay has open source and cloud options, but exact public pricing should be rechecked. Inspectlet has a free tier plus paid plans, but current pricing may have changed. Phase 3, Step 3. Engaged. Step 3, turn messy evidence into a ranked fix list with AI. Now bring in ChatGPT or Claude as the reasoning layer, not as the source of truth, as the organizer. Paste in 3 inputs: recurring questions from SiteSpeakAI, friction notes from OpenReplay or Inspectlet, and a screenshot or pasted copy from the page. Use a prompt like this: you are a conversion reviewer for a solo business website. Based on these visitor questions, replay observations, and page copy, create a prioritized list of fixes ranked by likely funnel impact, confidence, and implementation effort. Keep it to the top 5 changes. Explain why each issue likely affects conversion. Why this matters? AI is strong at synthesis when you give it evidence. It's weak when you ask it to hallucinate user behavior. Have you ever noticed how generic most AI audits sound? That's usually because the model never saw real session evidence. And this is the hidden payoff. You stop getting 27 random recommendations. You get 5, in order. Estimated time, 10 minutes. Mini hook? The next step is where you avoid a classic solo founder mistake, fixing the hardest issue first instead of the highest leverage one. Phase 3, Step 4. Step 4, score fixes with a simple impact filter. Take the AI output and move it into a simple sheet. 5 columns are enough: issue, evidence, likely impact, effort, and priority. I like a 1 to 3 score for impact and effort because it keeps you honest. If a fix has strong replay evidence, repeated visitor questions, and low implementation effort, that's usually your first move. Example: if visitors ask, "What happens after I book?" and replays show hesitation near the CTA, the fix might be adding a 3-step expectation section right above the button. That can beat a full redesign. Why? Because clarity often outperforms polish. This is backed by real CRO thinking too. CXL's public heuristic analysis framework is basically built on structured prioritization instead of random opinions. Same principle here, AI just speeds up the synthesis. Estimated time, 12 minutes. Quick confession, when I first tried this workflow, I made it too broad. I reviewed an entire site, dumped everything into the model, and got a bloated report I never used. The better move was 1 page, 1 flow, 1 fix list. That's the catch most tool homepages don't tell you. These tools surface signals, but you create leverage by narrowing the scope. If you could only keep 1 website intelligence tool for your business, which one would you keep and why? Drop it in the comments. Phase 3, Step 5. Step 5, ship 1 fix, then validate with the same tools. This part is everything. Pick 1 priority fix, publish it, then use the same replay tool and chatbot questions to see if the friction changes. Did users still hesitate? Did the same question keep appearing? Did more people reach the form or complete it? You do not need enterprise analytics to learn here. If you review even 10 more sessions after a change, you can often spot directional improvement. Not final truth, directional signal. For a solo founder, that's enough to guide the next iteration. I like this because it keeps the loop tight. Evidence in, AI prioritization, 1 fix, evidence again. That is way more useful than a giant PDF audit that dies in your downloads folder. Phase 4, multiplier. Engaged. Now let's multiply it. Once the first page is working, repeat the same stack across 3 funnel moments: homepage, lead form, and thank you or checkout path. Don't expand until 1 page is clean. If you want the leanest version, use SiteSpeakAI to collect question patterns, Inspectlet for quick friction spotting, and ChatGPT or Claude for ranking the fixes. If you want the more evidence-heavy version, swap Inspectlet for OpenReplay, especially if bugs or broken UI are part of the problem. Engaged. This is also why these are hidden gems. They're not the loudest names on YouTube. They don't usually get framed as AI audit agents, and that's exactly why they're useful. They're closer to raw signal than polished marketing. Compared with a famous tool like ChatGPT alone, this stack is better for website audits because the model gets behavior evidence instead of guessing from screenshots. Compared with a full CRO agency, it's lighter, faster, and much more realistic for a solo business. If that evidence plus AI workflow clicked for you, hit like. It helps this reach finders who are still guessing at their funnel problems. Mini hook? There is one limitation you need to know before you trust this stack too much. Phase 5, reality check. Reality check. None of these tools is a true autonomous conversion rate optimization platform out of the box. SiteSpeakAI is mainly for on-site visitor support and content analysis, not deep CRO reporting. OpenReplay is not an AI-first audit agent by default. Inspectlet is strongest as an evidence layer, not an auto-ranked strategy brain. So the limitation is clear. If your traffic is tiny, your tracking is messy, or your page has no strong offer, the tools won't save you. They'll just document the confusion faster. That honesty matters. Bonus tip, keep a simple recurring prompt template and run the audit every 2 weeks. Same page, same criteria. That gives you a cleaner before and after signal than random one-off reviews. Sources we're checking: official docs from OpenReplay, Inspectlet's funnel feature page, SiteSpeakAI's official site, and CXL's heuristic analysis framework. Those are solid starting points. Phase 5, CTA. Engaged. Join the people who'd rather know what works than what's trending. Subscribe if you want more under-the-radar AI workflows like this, practical, fast, and built for solo businesses. Now, go audit one page, not your whole site. You'll get better answers by tonight.